let's jump into our Rex picks. You go first on this one.
Okay, this is the one that just really stumped me.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
and it's because, well, I don't know if you went this direction. It's okay if you didn't. But I tried to like the show is decently diverse in its characters,
Mhm.
and its voice actors. And Rex is voiced by I can never pronounce his name.
Jason.
Um, let me just let me just confirm it so I don't butcher it. Uh, oh yeah, Jason Mantzoukas,
Mhm.
um, who was on. I mean, he's done a ton of stuff. Um, I think I he Big Mouth is I think one of the big ones. I think he's on in Parks and Rec in like a small role, which is where I kind of know him from first. But Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But that he's actually Greek American.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, I don't know if Rex is Greek American in the comics, and even in the show, I don't feel like that's really any big part of his character. I don't think it's like
Mhm.
his like skin complexion in the show is slightly browner, but um, so I don't think you necessarily need to find someone Greek American, but I just thought it'd be fun, which is
Yeah.
kind of why I was stumped because I was trying to find Greek American actors that were in the age bracket,
Mhm.
and everyone that was coming up was out of their 20s for
Yeah.
sure. So the only person I found um, is David. I don't really know how to pronounce his last name either, but David Mazouz, Mazouz, who played a young Bruce Wayne on the show Gotham
Oh,
from
okay.
like 2014. I watched it for the first couple seasons and then fell off of it. But I picked him because I found he is at least part Greek, um, and of the age range. Um, but it's tough because when he plays Bruce Wayne, it's such a different type of character. Um, and Rex is so like obnoxious.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be fun to obviously see someone known for a specific kind of character to like do something way more opposite. Um, and then I also just kind of this is a cop out like last week, but you could go with someone maybe more unknown.
Mhm.
This one was, I mean, I was stumped. If you looked outside Greek American actors, I'm sure you could maybe
Yeah.
find
Mhm.
some more good candidates. But I'm curious who you went with.
Yeah, no, I super respect you putting in like that work to find a Greek American actor to,
Mhm.
you know, reflect who voices Rex right now. Like that's super important. And I do love like how diverse this cast is. And so I think that is super important to continue that diversity in this show, in a live action remake. And you're right, like finding an unknown Greek American young actor, like that's something they could definitely capitalize on. Um,
Mhm.
but so I love that you went that direction. I didn't go that direction, but I did keep it diverse. Um,
Okay.
and so my first choice is Tony Revolori, most probably known
Yeah.
from the Spider-Man Tom Holland movies.
Yeah.
He's also in Scream 6, he's in Dope, he's in Asteroid City, he's in the Grand Budapest Hotel. He's been
Mhm.
in a lot of things, and I think he is a really great actor. He is a bit older, but I think he can still play pretty young.
Yeah.
Especially if he like shaves his mustache. I just
Yeah.
think, he plays a not super likable character in the Spider-Man franchise.
Sure.
And I really like the guy. I would love to see him in more
Me
things.
too.
And I know a lot of people sometimes throw his name out there for the character of Rex. So I would like to see him
Yeah.
do that.
That's a good casting. Yeah.
Yeah. My next choice is, let me double check that I have his name correct. Hold on. Okay, the next one is Benjamin Norris. I know him primarily from Never Have I Ever, but he's also been in a couple episodes of Abbott Elementary this season. He is just really funny, just very naturally funny. He plays kind of like an aloof character in Never Have I Ever. And I would just like to see
Mm.
more of him. I think he has such a fun personality and energy that I think we see come through a little bit more in season 2 with Rex. So I would love to see
Mm.
how he does with like the kind of like D bag of it all that Rex is
Yeah.
in the beginning of season 1. But I really like him. He's just a really goofy guy, and I think he has great energy. And
Yeah.
then my next choice is Miles Fowler. I know him
Okay.
from Bottoms. He plays one of the football players alongside Nicholas Galzatine's character. Um, yeah,
Right.
I liked him. He made a good impression on me in that movie. He plays another kind of like douchebag kind of character. Um, yeah, I would like to see more of him as well.
Nice. Those are all really good picks.
Thanks.
I haven't seen the Never Have I Ever show, but I know it's decently popular.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I like those picks. I like that it's all diverse choices as well.
Yeah.
Um,
It'll be interesting to see like if they do a live action cat or yeah, if they do a live action thing.
version. Yeah.
Yeah. For this, like to see how what they do with like the different characters in terms of like casting and like they either like stick to like how they look like in the comic book or who's voicing them. So it'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Those are good picks. Well, our last one is the Immortal. Um, do you want to go first?
Sure. So I
Okay.
picked kind a popular one. I just think
Okay.
he's a really good choice for it. He looks like him. He's played some great characters who you can like find parallels in. So my first choice is Hugh Jackman.
Oh, interesting.
I think he like literally looks like Immortal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's obviously we all know this. He's like an incredible actor. And he has experience in the superhero realm and kind of playing like a
Right.
grumpy superhero,
Mhm.
who kind of just hates the world
Who does
sometimes.
he play?
Wolverine.
I know.
I just think like Wolverine and Immortal have some parallels.
Yeah. No, they
Um,
do.
so I don't know. I think that would be a really fun choice, like
Hmm.
especially against someone like John Hamm or Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Like
Yeah.
it would be fun seeing them like going 1v1. Um, and like I love how Immortal is like not like a super consistent character. Like he definitely
Mhm.
comes back in a lot of episodes and we see a lot of him, and I don't know what the future of Immortal is, but I think it would be fun
Right.
to have a huge name like Hugh Jackman play Immortal. Um,
Yeah.
and then my next choice is John Bernthal, another guy,
Okay.
another guy who plays some grumpy guys, also from the Walking Dead franchise. Yeah, those are my choices.
Yeah. Those are good picks. Um, John Bernthal is definitely, I considered him as well, because he is great at playing very, again, intense characters. Um, he's a Walking Dead alum, but I only have one pick for this one, and maybe you can argue it's a little bit of a cop out. But I went with Ross Marquand, who
Okay.
voices the Immortal.
Okay.
Um, and he's probably best known for playing the character of Aaron on The Walking Dead. And I was trying to think of like, just middle-aged like white guys that could have that sort of. And Immortal's an interesting one, and we've talked about him a lot, but like to me at least, he's one of the more cartoonish characters on the show.
Hmm.
Whereas like Eve and Nolan, I'm like, these are kind of real people to me. And obviously they try and make Immortal a bit more complex and they mostly do a good job, but I mean he still is so over the top to me in a fun way.
Yeah.
And so I looked at Ross Marquand, who when he starts The Walking Dead is kind of more mild mannered. But looking at some of the photos of him in the later seasons when he has like a big beard and he's all like dirty, I'm like, man, like this guy looks like psychotic in the way that the Immortal kind of is. Like he has these big eyes and like with the beard, he just looks so like gruff.
Yeah.
And he's only 42 and like, you could definitely cast someone maybe 10 years older for the Immortal. Um, but I don't know. I could see him already. Obviously, he voices the character, so I know he
Yeah.
could have that immortal intensity.
But yeah, and I think that's like
Um,
what's the most important aspect of the Immortal is his voice.
yeah,
I think yeah, that's a really solid choice.
yeah. I think he could really do it, honestly. Um,
I like it.
and yeah, but that is the rest of our fan cast for Invincible
You know,
live action.
maybe in season 3 we'll do some more characters like Amber and Donald.
Yeah, maybe some of the
Whoever comes in
Viltrumics.
season 3.
Yeah. Um, yeah, there's a ton of other characters obviously we could have picked from, but um we'll be fan casting Rick next season. Um, but yeah, Oliver Grayson.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, but those are good picks.
I think the thing that's
Obviously,
oh,
go ahead.
I was gonna say I think the thing that's so fun about like doing our own fan live action casting of this is like you with you choosing Ross, like you can choose and like me choosing Sandra Oh for Debbie, like some of these voice actors
Yeah.
really can go and just be the live action. So I think that's fun. And I love how many Walking Dead characters or actors we've chosen.
Yeah. It just it makes sense. Out of curiosity, did you consider J.K. Simmons for Omni-Man?
Um, no, I think the thought like crossed my mind. It's just like a look thing.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
He's a
He's a little older and he doesn't really look the part.
yeah, he's a talented
Um,
actor. He could do it. I just don't know if we would be super
yeah.
convinced by him. Especially, it's just
Right.
the fact that we have source material for it that it would be hard to like accept
Sure.
it.
Yeah. I saw like I don't know if it was on Twitter or TikTok, but I saw like an Invincible fan cast and for Nolan and like three or four other Viltrumite characters, J.K. Simmons was one of the options for all of them. Just because he's
Okay.
like
It'd be fun to have
uh,
him like in the live action for sure. I'm not sure as
yeah,
what. I mean, I pitched him for Cecil last episode,
right.
but it'd still be fun to
Um,
see him in it. He'd be a good Viltrumite.
I think so. I mean, he's kind of a muscular dude
Yeah,
too.
he has a
Um,
presence about him.
mhm.